Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, a miracle, and I wanted to share it with you. This is that derusted track, that American Flyer derusted track, and all of the Menards straight track that I could find. This is now 10 feet long and 4 feet wide, and all the curves, of course, are American Flyer, the stuff that I derusted yesterday. The rest of it is Menards straight track. Now, 4 of the straights are original American Flyer that I derusted as well. I only had 4 straights in all that box of rusty track. But anyway, 10 feet long, 4 feet wide. I've got it powered on the end with the magnetic lock on, as you see. 50-watt Marks transformer. Watch this. That's 40% power on this Marks transformer. Let me turn this down to 30%. And as you see, this is just running splendidly, just absolutely perfectly. 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, made out of derusted junk American Flyer track and a bunch of Menards straights. So, I just want to do a quick video on this. Rather incredible that this works as well as it does. This is running like new track, as you can tell. Like I said, the curves alone, if you bought this, would be $60, $70. Something like that. In this case, it cost nothing. Derusted American Flyer track, had all the curves plus 4 straights. So I just added the remaining straights that I had from my Menards track, and this is the result. So if you want a really inexpensive way to set up a layout with an absolute minimum of expenditure, this is the way to do it. Derusting track. Now, since I know this works, I might take it apart, take it upstairs, and actually put it on the layout table as a 5th track. This works really well. Absolutely amazing. It's running at a constant speed all the way around, and you can see where the old track joins the new track. And it's running just absolutely perfectly. This is 30% power. Like I said, it's 10 feet long and 4 feet wide. And it just runs splendidly, just absolutely perfectly. You couldn't ask it to run any better than this. Like I said, this is where I had my old floor layout before I built the train room upstairs. So, just another follow-up on this derusted track. It works. It works actually really well. So again, I've got to say it, don't overlook the junk. This stuff was free, absolutely free. So derusted in 24 hours, and then I discovered that the American Flyer track will mate directly to Menards track. So I plugged all the straights together, and using the American Flyer curves and 4 American Flyer straights, the rest of it is Menards. And as you see, it runs just splendidly, absolutely perfectly. Actually quite incredible. Really difficult to beat this. It was really surprising that that American Flyer track fit this Menards track so well. and it is almost exactly the right size. It's exactly the right height. It mates with this Menards track just perfectly, just absolutely perfectly. And since I already had the Menards track, I'm just using the curves and 4 straights from that rusted track that we derusted in vinegar. Now you just can't ask this thing to run better than this. And the nice thing about it, it cost nothing. Like I said, if I actually went out and bought the curves to set this up, it would have cost me at least 60 bucks, very likely more than that. Of course, then you got to pay tax on top of that as well. So, I've learned a lot just since last night. This American Flyer track, if I had a supply of this, you could do all kinds of things with this track. I modified it by changing the pins, of course, or just pulling the pins out and putting them in the correct sequence to mate with standard track. But this sure does work. And as you see, there's no power loss at all, even on a layout this big. This is 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and all of the curves and 4 of the straights are derusted junk that I got in the mail last week, whenever it was. And as you see, that's running just absolutely perfectly. And that's a fairly good sized layout. 10 by 4. That's fairly respectable, especially for being made out of junk track. So it was simple to do. It cost nothing. It's up and running, and it looks nice. That being a relative term, of course. The thing is, it works, and it works really, really well. So I just want to do a follow-up video on this. American Flyer track, derusted in vinegar, and I've just got it mated to some Menards straights. But 90% of this is that rusted track. So you derust it in vinegar, this is the result. That's pretty impressive. The nice thing about it, of course, is that it didn't cost anything. And as I always say, you can do this pennies on the dollar. Don't overlook the junk. So really straightforward, really simple to do it. Best of all, it works. So I have a new track that's 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, made out of junk and the stuff that I had under the bench. And you see it just runs absolutely splendidly. This is 30% power on a 50-watt transformer. Really difficult to beat that. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.